Last week we talked about if we have a resilient market and if we are going through a new bull run. This week it is the same question. Are we going through a resilient market? Are we going to see a new bull run? Good morning, everyone. This is Ahmed Saleh, and this is the weekly market recap, and we will try to answer this question in the current video. Okay. So the key message is that the market is resilient. Last week we had a bad CPI results, and Trump announced more tariff, but still the market didn't go down. Actually, we are now at the all-time high. We are standing at the all-time high. And next week is a very key week for the stock market. We will either break the all-time high and continue going upward if that will happen, or we will just stop at the resistance that we have right now and go down again. And it happened before, by the way. So let's go in now into the details and see what happens, and we will talk about some trading opportunities as well. I'll give you some names at the end of the video on some companies that I think if we broke the all-time high, we might see a chance there. Last week we had a really bad CPI report. So the expectation was 2.9. Last month it was 2.9, and then we had the actual at 3%. You can see the trend is going up from 2.4 to 2.6, 2.7, 2.9, and then 3. We are going into the wrong direction, and this will reduce the probability of Fed reducing the interest rate. So we now talking about either one maximum this year of rate reduction, or maybe even no rate reduction at all, and some analysts are talking about raising interest rate. Okay, so it was a really bad CPI report. Let's see how the market reacted. The market actually went up. It's ending at the all-time high at 6114. The all-time high was at 6118. Today we closed the week. It's the highest close of the week so far, highest ever, and we closed at 6114, just 4 points below the all-time high, despite of this bad CPI report. This reaction is what is making us say that the market is resilient. So last week we talked about how the market is resilient when we got the Fed meeting announcement that they will reduce the interest rate from 4 times this year to 2 times. The market went down, but then it went up and stayed in the same place for 2 weeks. Then we got the unemployment report, the market went down, but then we got the CPI report, a good one, and the market went up. And then we got the DeepSeek crisis. The market was resilient, started on a low note and then ended higher with a green candle. Same happened on tariff. When Trump announced the tariff on Canada and Mexico, the market started at a low note and then went and closed the week at a high number. And then last week, the same thing happened. We started the week on a low number, and then we ended the week higher. So the market is really acting in a resilient way. The market is not reacting badly to the bad news, or if it is reacting badly instantaneously, then it is going up after that. This is a very good sign. So we are now at a very critical place. We are either going to break the all-time high next week and continue going up, or we will go down again, same like what happened in December or in January here. So it happened twice before. So there might be another third time that the market will go down. It will all depend on what will happen this weekend. We have a long weekend this time. Monday is off because of the Washington birthday. It's a official holiday in the stock market. So let's see what will happen. If Trump announced bad, crazy decisions like every time, then the market will go down. If things went smoothly, then the market will react positively and should go up in the coming week. So let's see what will happen this weekend. Yesterday passed safely. Saturday, Sunday, now we are hopefully nothing will happen. Then we'll see what happened on Monday. If these 3 days pass safely, then most probably the market will continue going up next week and will break the all-time high. We also have a chart pattern here called a cup and a handle. So this is a cup and this is a handle, and this is very positive chart pattern if we break this the top of the cup and the handle, which is what is happening now. So let's see next week what will happen, but things should be positive if Trump didn't ruin it. We continue. Last week we had a very positive week, especially in the Nasdaq. S&P was also having a good week, and the S&P equal weight and the Russell 2000 were lagging behind. So that is telling us that the market is going up on the mega and large cap. So very good news this week. We shared last week that the market new highs was 392, and the number of companies above the simple moving average 50 was 51%, and the number of companies above simple moving average 200 were 56%, and we said these are very good news. Now let's see what happened this week. The number of new highs are getting higher, 731, which is a very good news, and also the number of companies above the simple moving average 50 is above last week, so it's at 61%, and the number of companies above simple moving average 200 is also above last week. But something very important happened this week. You can see that the number of companies above the simple moving average 50 is higher than the number of companies above simple moving average 200. Last time we've seen that in October 24. So for the last 4 months, we didn't see this. And when this is happening, it is normally a good sign. So if you remember in October, we had after that the November run, and it was a very good news because of the Trump winning, and that was the last time that we have seen this happening. It is happening today. Whether it will continue or not, we still don't know. The margin is very small. So this is 6,092 and this is 5,900. So the margin is very small, but this is a good direction because it says that the short-term trend is better and higher than the long-term trend. So the market is going in the upward direction. Okay, so that's a very good thing that we have not seen since October. So I thought of highlighting here in this video. Also, let's look at the winning sectors month to date, year to date. So last week we shared that we have 4 sectors that are like leading the market. This week, the healthcare dropped. So last week was 5.72, and this time the healthcare went down to 4.56. So it's not anymore of the top sectors. The only 3 sectors that are continuing are the communication service, and that's mainly because of Facebook. We'll talk about that in a second. And the basic material is also leading the market, and financials is also leading the market. And you can see that all of them last week went higher versus the week before. So this one was 7.21, it went up to 9.64, the XLC. And then also the basic material was 7%, went up to 8.71. And the financials from 6.9 to 7%. So all of them went up last week. We talked last time about that the large and mid are leading the market. The large went higher from 5.3 to 6.7. So it's still leading the market. And the mid went from 4.3 so to 3.8, so went down a little bit. But what's happening this week, we can see that the mega is again started to lead the market again, and these are the mega companies. These are the went up from 1.32% to 3%. So it started to go back again. So let's watch this because it's a very important dynamic. What's also happening last week is that look at the technology. Technology was lagging last week. It was almost flat year to date, and it went up by 3%, 3.37. So it was a very good week for the technology. That's why you see that the technology is going up. In the previous chart, we talked about the Nasdaq going up by 2.6% this week. So technology is coming back. Mags, the mega is coming back, and we still have the same. Large is leading the way. We talked about Mags is coming back. Mag 7 some analysts now are talking about lag 7 because they are lagging the fiscal year, the calendar year to date. They are lagging behind, and there's only one stock that is leading the way, which is the Facebook data. So now several analysts think it MAG 1. The important thing is that market is broadening, and we talked last time about the expectation of the 493 companies on the S&P 500 away from the MAG 7 companies. They are increasing in their revenue and earning, and the market is broadening beyond the MAG 7. So we see the dynamic is changing. We talked about it last week, and it's very important to note that, because now you can see the large is catching up, mid sometimes is catching up. So keep an eye on the large and mid, and if you want to keep an eye on the MAG 7, keep an eye on Facebook. All right, that's very important. It had a very good run with, I think, 19 or 20 days without a single day of going down. Next week, we have Monday is off because of Washington birthday. It's an official holiday in the stock market. And we don't have any major reports. We have only the continuation of the result. So we have some companies announcing results next week. We have the Chinese started to come to the picture again. Last week was a very good week for the Chinese market. So pay attention to that. And we have now Baidu announcing on Tuesday, Baba announcing on Thursday. We have Oxy, the petroleum company. We have Garmin, we have Walmart, we have Rivian, and the cheese factory. So these are the main companies that are announcing next week. Okay, and now to some trading strategies for next week. And that's pending if we cross the all-time high. If we don't cross the all-time high, then all these strategies is not going to work in place. Just take care about that. Some of these companies will work, but many of these will not work if we don't cross the all-time high. So the trading strategy will be the gold and silver, especially if the market went down again, then the gold and silver. We talked about the main sectors that are doing good, which is XLC, XLF, XLB, the communication, the financials, and the materials. And then we go into specific strategies, which is the all-time high, like Facebook, for example, Crowd, TMAS, FRM, Duolingo, and SFM, and Citibank. These companies are today at all-time high because the market is at all-time high. So if the market continues to go up, it will be led by these companies. So that's one strategy. There is another strategy called return from support. So these companies that corrected and then they are rebounding again. And it's mainly led by NVIDIA, FN, MU, GBTC, CLS, and CIEN. GBTC is linked to the Bitcoin. So if you want to invest in the Bitcoin, you can buy the GBTC. The result strategy. So these are companies that announce good results, and they are continuing to go up, like PLTR, App, Cisco, Airbnb, FTNT, and Hood. Also, we're adding the Chinese companies. You can invest in an ETFs like KWEB or FXI, or if you want to invest in specific companies, you can invest in Baba, Baidu, and BDD, XBEV, and Bili. There is also one trading opportunity that I want to talk about in this video, which is the NVIDIA, when they announced that they are buying and selling some stacks in some companies. So NVIDIA is not only a manufacturing company that manufacturing chips and so on. They also invest in other companies. And when NVIDIA announced that they are investing in a new company, normally it is going up, and if they closing their investment in some companies, the company goes down. This creates some trading opportunity. Like what? Let's take an example. So they announced that they are going to invest in WeRide and NBIS. Okay, so the stock of WeRide, for example, went up by 100%. how can you trade this? When this happened, this normally create an opportunity. So the stock doubled. It has no two ways to go for now. Either it will continue to go up because people will now start to invest in this, so it will continue to go up, or people will realize that no, it shouldn't have gone up by 100% and will start going down. There is now a gap that's happened in this, and the stock will try to close the gap, so it will start to go down. So this is the opportunity that you have. You put this stock into your watch list, and then you start tracking this. If it starts to go up, then it most probably will continue going up. If it start to go down, then most probably it will continue to go down. So this creates an opportunity. Same for NBIS. It didn't go up that much. It went up by only 10%. So it might have a room to go up again. So put it also in your watch list. Now, for the companies that NVIDIA closed the position on them, this can also create a trading opportunity. How? Let's take, for example, SOUN. The stock went down by 30% in one day. 30% in one day. That's huge. Serve, for example. Serve went down by 30% in one day. That's also a huge drop. So how can you trade this? These stocks that drop down, some investor will think that should not have gone down all this much because NVIDIA went out. Then the stock will rebound and come back again. If this happens, most probably it will close the gap and continue to go up. And some investors will think that this is not a good stock anymore, so they start selling it, and now it will start going down. So again, you put that into your watch list, and then you monitor the stock. If start going up, it's a buying signal. If start going down, it's a selling signal. These are opportunities that doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it triggers some trading opportunities. You just need to always be ready with your stop loss in case the trade didn't go the way that you are planning to, and then it started to go in the reverse direction, then you close the trade. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this video was very helpful to you and to giving you some ideas for trading. I wish you all the best next week. I wish that nothing happened this week from Trumbo. So let's hope that things will go calm in the weekend so that we have a good week next week. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any question, you can email it to the info@thepersonalfinanceacademy.com. If you like the video, please press like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any question, please put it in the comment. Again, this video is for educational purpose only and should not be considered as an financial advice. Any investment you make is at on your risk, and have a profitable trade. Thank you very much for watching.